Without the constant influx of clothes, the outliers of my wardrobe reveal themselves to be the traitors to my personal style that they really are. And without the constant whisperings of social media, I am able to see what items I actually need in my wardrobe, not the items that I'm told that I need. To be honest, it almost feels silly to post about another closet declutter right on the heels of the last one. But I feel like I'm becoming someone who knows exactly what I want when it comes to the things that I truly want to wear, which feels like a revelation, one that I have been waiting years to get to. And I never know when the decluttering bug is going to strike, but I want to go with it when it does. None of these purchases were needed. There were no real gaps filled. I was not in danger of being arrested for public indecency. Nobody cared if I had something red in my wardrobe. The reason that I bought them, that hunt for the perfect item to deliver me my dream wardrobe, is something that I'm continuously unraveling the further into my no and low buy challenges that I go. And I'm discovering that removing the excess and truly considering the clothes that I own and buy is getting me closer to the ideal, which may or may not even exist. Maybe the real thing that I'm chasing is an end to decluttering. I don't want to continue to buy things just to declutter them 2 months or even 2 years later. How nice would it be if we could just all turn off the noise about which items we should have in our wardrobes and instead really think about the items that we actually wear and love to wear. To curate a wardrobe around the clothing categories, colors, and materials that make us feel our best, not the new trend item. And I'm not trying to bash trends. I may have never discovered that I liked red without them. I just think we look to outside influences for our buying decisions, when it should be a much more personal decision. You might be thinking, but Jillian, didn't you just do a closet declutter a few weeks ago? And yes, I did. However, I have 2 ways that I usually approach my closet declutters. The first is when I haven't decluttered my closet in a really long time. I like to set aside a few hours, take everything out into categories, and then go through each item individually. And that's what I did a couple of weeks ago. The second way that I like to declutter my closet is I will just get an urge to remove some item that I was on the fence about in the first big declutter, and that usually snowballs into me removing other items that I was on the fence about, which is what happened with this declutter. I woke up this past Saturday morning with this overwhelming urge to remove this black quilted vest. I have bought this vest to be the placeholder for the perfect black quilted vest, which was basically a black version of a navy one that I already own. However, every time I look at it, I'm just reminded of what it is not, and I have worn it once this winter. And I think I've maybe worn it only twice since I bought it, and I am trying to build a wardrobe of items that I love and wear, and this is neither of those. So this is going to go. But then after I pulled this out, I saw all of the other items that I was just holding on to, and none of these were bad purchases per se. They were more rash purchases. I think all 12 items except 2, so 10 of the items are ones that I bought in a thrift store. They were impulse purchases. They weren't well thought out. And that is something that I'm trying to move away from this year. And so I thought that I would just take you through them and let you know why I'm getting rid of them, because there's nothing wrong with any of them. They're all beautiful items, but they're just not right for me. And you may have similar items in your wardrobe that you hold on to and you never wear, and then you feel guilty about that. And maybe this can be a gentle reminder that it might be time to just let those items go so that you can see the items that you really do love to wear, and those can influence your future purchasing decisions. This one I'm getting rid of because it's just a placeholder. Now, if you've seen some of my previous decluttering videos, I have 5 categories of clothing that I like to get rid of, and I will put them up here on the screen. I am basically going to focus on 2 of those categories in this declutter. 1, clothes that don't fit me well, and 2, clothes that I don't wear because I have other items that I prefer more. So in terms of the clothing that doesn't fit me well, we have this blue men's shirt. I thrifted this, I think a couple of years ago, and I've worn it, but every time I wear it, I feel like I just took it from my husband's closet, and I don't think I would mind it as much if the sleeves weren't way too long for me. I have other shirts in my wardrobe that actually fit me that I will wear more of in the summer. So I'm going to let this one go. The second item is this charcoal wool blazer. It is much too big for me. I thrifted it, I think probably in 2019 when blazers were basically the huge trend item. And I do still like an oversized fit, but I want it to be more intentionally oversized, as in it is the right size for me, like in the shoulders, sleeve length, but it's got an oversized fit. Whereas this is just purely oversized. It's too big in the shoulders. I feel like a linebacker whenever I wear this. And so I'm going to finally let this one go. I think this one was almost decluttered one time before and I pulled it back in my wardrobe. But since we're on round 2 of decluttering this, I'm definitely going to be letting it go. Speaking of feeling like a linebacker whenever I wear something, this red leather jacket. This is the jacket, or I should say, the quest for something red is what kicked off my no buy here, because I went out to the thrift store looking for something red because red was the huge trend color in 2023. And I didn't find the red sweater that I had on my thrift list. I found this red leather jacket, and wanting so badly to like have something red, just basically to participate in the trend, I picked this up, and it is just too oversized. It's too big. The shoulders are way too big. It's a little too long. I would love this jacket if it was maybe a few sizes smaller. I did learn that I really like red, and I like wearing red, but a red leather jacket is not it for me. So I think that one of my purchases this year is going to be a red sweater, and I think that I will get so much more wear and enjoyment out of that. So we're going to let this one go. Another item that I'm going to get rid of is this vintage black silk blazer. I've had this one since 2019 and I do really like it, but I don't really reach for it because I find it to be a little bit too long, and I think that maybe I could get it cropped, but then I feel like I might ruin the look of the item. And so I'm just going to send this one back into the secondhand market, and somebody who maybe has my frame but who's taller could really enjoy this. My last 3 items in this category, just like everything else, they don't fit me the way I want them to, but not in an oversized way. So first off is this vest. I also thrifted this vest in my Great Rebound of 24, and it's almost perfect, except it's a little bit too long from here to my waist. I envisioned wearing it alone in the summer as a top, but because it's made for someone who is taller than I am, it is too low to wear without a top. And when I took it to the tailor to talk about the possibility of getting some taken off the top, she wasn't too wild about the idea because it would have changed where this seam lay. And so I decided that I didn't want to mess with it too much, and that I will instead look for a vest that fits me properly. And then I have these jeans. And I ordered these jeans. I did actually think about these jeans. They were not a rash purchase. However, I never wear them because they're almost a little bit too high-waisted. They're the Levi's ribcage jeans, and I just don't like where they hit me, and I don't like how they look around my stomach. So I'm going to get rid of these. And the last thing I have is another rash purchase. I bought it because I really love the color and I love this like pleats material. I think it's really fun. However, it is just a little bit too tight and I know that I'll feel self-conscious while I'm wearing it. So this one is going to go as well. And now the other 4 items, is it 4? Yeah, the other 4 items are ones that I really like and I have worn quite a bit. However, I have other items that I prefer to wear more. And so the first one is this charcoal cotton sweater. It's got gorgeous embroidered flowers on the sleeves. And I think that if it didn't have the embroidered flowers, which is the thing that actually attracted me to the sweater in the first place, that I would love it and I would wear it because the fit is perfect, the material, the color. It's almost too feminine, I think, for my style. And I just recently got this gray sweater and I absolutely love it. And I feel like if I were going to put on a gray sweater, I'm reaching for this one 150 times before I'm going to reach for this one. And I have debated decluttering this sweater so many times that it is time for me to just finally do it. This is just a black wool sweater. It's long, it has a V-neck, and it's soft. I like it, but I don't really like V-neck sweaters. So if I'm going to wear a black sweater, I'm going to reach for my crew neck cashmere sweater, and I'm not going to reach for this one. And I don't know what it is about this sweater in particular, but it just picks up every little piece of lint, cat fur. I think I've worn it one time this winter. And if I could find this sweater in a crew neck, it would be perfect. And then there's this wool jacket. This is actually the second time that it's been on the chopping block. I love the colors. I bought it in a time when I was trying to buy more color. And I don't wear it very often. I have another checkered wool jacket. It's black and white that I really love, that I reach for. Whenever I wear this jacket, it doesn't really feel like it's my style. Like the black and white checkered one, I feel like myself in. And this one, I don't. I feel like I'm playing dress up with somebody else's clothes. So this one can go as well. And then my final item is this black puffer jacket. I thrifted this years ago for one of my kids. They didn't really like it, so I decided I would keep it because it's a good jacket. And I keep it downstairs and typically use it sometimes to take the dog out or to go for a walk. But I have a green lightweight puffer coat that I reach for all the time. I use it for school drop-off. I use it to take the dog out on more mild days. And I am just not reaching for this one. So I'm just going to send this one back. And I think somebody will be very excited to find this. So that is another 12 items that I am removing from my wardrobe this year, in addition to the 31 that I removed last month, for a total of 45 items, which feels really good. While I was decluttering these 12 items, the question popped into my head, am I removing too many items, especially given the fact that I am doing a low-buy year? And I really don't think so. These are all items that I bought while I was thrifting. It was more about finding fun, unique items and less about items that I would wear for a really long time. I think that when you're thrifting, it's so easy to fall into,
oh, this is really cute and it's only $4. I can afford this, and then these other 10 things that are $4 as well.
and so it's easy to over-consume, and there isn't a whole lot of intentionality behind it, or at least that has been my experience. The majority of these items are ones that I don't wear. I don't feel attached to them. I don't feel like they reflect my personal style, and if anything, they just take away from the items that I really love and wear, and they make me feel guilty that I don't wear them. I want to open my wardrobe and know that every item in there is well worn and well loved, and I don't want to be looking for the next best thing. I want to know that my wardrobe already has all of the best things for me. I hope that you enjoyed that video, and I hope that you feel inspired to maybe go through your own wardrobe and finally remove those items that don't fit you or that you don't wear because you have other items that you prefer, or any of the other categories that I put on the screen earlier in the video. If you did enjoy that video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a like and comment below whether you like to declutter your clothes in one big session where you set aside a couple of hours and go through everything slowly, or if you just do it really quickly. You open your wardrobe, pull out an item, and then you just like keep going until you can't find any more items to just pull off the hangers. Or if, like me, you do a combination of the two. A slower declutter at first and then a faster declutter later, where you just get rid of those items that you were on the fence about in the first declutter. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that you are safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!